The porcelain sugar bowl shattered across the floor. Inside was a note their mother had hidden more than 40 years earlier. By the end of that evening, Linda and Michael would discover that the resentment they carried for most of their lives had been built on a misunderstanding. And the truth had been sitting in their mother's favorite piece of china all along. 3 months after their mother's funeral, Linda stood on the porch of the family home holding a cardboard box. The house had been sold. In 2 days, strangers would move in. Everything had to be packed and divided before then. Michael arrived a few minutes later, carrying a stack of empty boxes. Neither smiled. Neither hugged. The relationship between them had never fully recovered from years of silent competition. They exchanged a brief greeting and went inside. For most of the morning, things went surprisingly well. Books, furniture, old decorations, kitchen supplies. Neither argued, but beneath the surface, both could feel something building. The house was filled with memories, and memories had a way of bringing old wounds back to life. Around noon, Linda found an old photo album. She sat down and flipped through it. Pictures from birthdays, family vacations, holiday dinners. Then she stopped on one particular photograph. She was 10 years old. Michael was 12. Both stood beside their mother, holding wrapped presents. Even after all these years, the first thought that entered Linda's mind was the same one she had carried since childhood. Michael's gift looked bigger. She immediately hated herself for thinking it, but she still thought it. That was how deep the resentment had become. Later that afternoon, they entered the dining room. Inside a glass cabinet stood the family china collection. Their mother's pride and joy. Every holiday meal had been served on those dishes. Michael reached for the cabinet key. Linda immediately noticed. A familiar irritation appeared inside her. There it is again? Michael looked confused. What? You already decided what's yours? Michael sighed heavily. Linda, please. No, really. It's impressive. What is? How you always manage to take the best things first. Michael stared at her. The tension returned instantly. The argument that had been waiting for years finally found its opening. You still believe that? He asked. Linda laughed. Believe it? I've lived it. Michael shook his head. No, you've convinced yourself of it. That only made things worse. For the next several minutes, old grievances poured out. The fishing boat, the garage, the watch, the tools, the college fund. Every memory became evidence. Every story became a weapon. Neither listened. Both were too busy proving they had been treated unfairly. Then Linda finally said what she had secretly believed for decades. "You were always Mom's favorite." The room became silent. Michael blinked. Then, to Linda's surprise, he laughed. Not because it was funny, because it sounded ridiculous. "That's unbelievable." "What is?" "You actually think that?" Linda crossed her arms. "Don't pretend." Michael looked genuinely shocked. "For half my life, I thought you were Mom's favorite." Now it was Linda's turn to stare. Neither knew what to say. For a brief moment, both realized they had been living with completely opposite versions of the same childhood. But the realization disappeared as quickly as it came. The argument continued. Eventually, Michael opened the cabinet and carefully lifted out an old porcelain sugar bowl. It sat in the center of the collection. Small, simple, nothing valuable. Yet everyone in the family knew it had been their mother's favorite piece. Linda immediately pointed at it. "That's what I want." Michael tightened his grip. "I want it too." The argument exploded. Not because of the sugar bowl, not because of inheritance, because neither was fighting for porcelain anymore. They were fighting for validation, for proof that their pain had been real, for proof that they had been wronged. Voices rose, tempers flared. Then both reached for the sugar bowl at the same time. The porcelain slipped. Neither caught it. It hit the floor and shattered. Silence. The sound echoed through the room. For several seconds, neither moved. Then Michael knelt beside the broken pieces. Something caught his eye. A folded piece of paper hidden inside the base. His heart immediately began to race. Linda stepped closer. Michael carefully unfolded it. The handwriting was unmistakable. Their mother's. The date at the top stopped both of them cold. 42 years earlier. The exact date of the worst fight they had ever had as children. Michael began reading. "My dear Linda and Michael, if you are reading this, then I was right. One day, you would fight over something that never truly mattered." Neither spoke. Michael continued. "When you were children, both of you kept score of everything. Who received more attention? Who got the bigger gift? Who was loved more? You thought fairness meant receiving exactly the same thing." Linda felt her stomach tighten. The note continued. "So I made a mistake. I thought I could teach you generosity by occasionally giving one child more than the other. Not because I loved one of you more, but because I hoped you would learn to be happy for each other. Michael's voice began to shake. Linda quietly wiped away tears. Then came another paragraph. Instead, I watched both of you remember every disappointment while forgetting every sacrifice the other made. The room became completely silent. Memories flooded back, not the ones either usually remembered. Different memories. Michael helping repair the roof with their father. Linda spending months helping their mother after surgery. Michael giving up opportunities to stay close to home. Linda sending money when the family struggled. Suddenly, the story neither had noticed became visible. Both had been giving. Both had been sacrificing. Both had been loved. Yet neither had seen it. Neither spoke for a while. The silence felt different now. Not uncomfortable. Not angry. Just heavy. Linda found herself looking around the dining room. For years, she had remembered family dinners as competitions she could never win. Now she wasn't so sure. She remembered her mother staying up late, helping her prepare for exams. She remembered Michael driving across town during a snowstorm when her car broke down. At the time, she had barely thanked him. Back then, she had convinced herself he only helped because he wanted praise. Now she wondered how many memories she had misunderstood. Michael seemed lost in thought as well. Finally, he spoke. "Do you remember when Dad was in the hospital?" Linda nodded slowly. "I remember. For years, I thought Mom spent more time with you because she trusted you more." Linda looked surprised. "Michael, she spent more time with me because you were working 2 jobs." He stared at her. The answer was so obvious that neither knew how they had missed it. Little by little, the stories they had carried for decades began to fall apart. Not because either of them had been lying, but because hurt has a way of turning assumptions into facts. And once people believe those facts long enough, they stop looking for any other explanation. For the first time in years, Linda and Michael weren't arguing about who had received more. They were finally seeing how much they had both received. Michael continued reading. "If there was ever a favorite, it was neither of you, and both of you. Some days, Linda needed more comfort. Some days, Michael needed more confidence. I never counted equally. I loved equally." Linda sat down slowly. Tears rolled down her face. Not because she was sad, because something she had believed for 40 years had just disappeared. Michael lowered the note. Neither spoke for a long time. Finally, Linda whispered, "I wasted so much time." Michael nodded. "So did I." Then he surprised her. "You know what I remember?" "What?" "The red bicycle." Linda laughed through tears. "The bicycle? For years I thought Mom bought it because she loved you more." Linda stared at him. "I got that bike because yours had been replaced 6 months earlier." Michael froze. Then both started laughing. The kind of laughter that only comes after heartbreak, because suddenly they realized how absurd it all was. 40 years. 40 years of silent resentment, built on misunderstandings, built on assumptions, built on stories neither had ever bothered to question. As evening approached, they finished packing the house together. The tension was gone. The inheritance no longer seemed important. Even the china collection no longer mattered. Before leaving, Linda picked up the note. "What do we do with this?" Michael thought for a moment, then folded it carefully. "We keep it." "Who gets it?" Michael smiled. "We both do." For the first time all day, neither argued. Together, they locked the front door one final time. Then they stood quietly on the porch. The house behind them was empty, but somehow they felt lighter than they had in years. Their mother hadn't left them money. She hadn't left them valuable possessions. She had left them one final lesson. And maybe it was the most valuable inheritance of all. The deepest family wounds are often created not by what actually happened, but by the stories we tell ourselves about what happened. Have you ever discovered that you were wrong about someone? Share your thoughts in the comments.